Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Today I don't start speaking too much in the intro of the video, but I start showing you instead two shirts of Juve. This one that you all know and I'm sure you all love because it was one of the most popular ones of the last few years, and then this one that you all remember was the first one that Cristiano Ronaldo was able to wear when he was just becoming a Juve player coming from Real Madrid. For the most informed between you, you will already know what I'm speaking about. For the other ones, wait for it because I will go in detail towards the end of the video. But that's for later. Now I want to start with the first page of Tutto Sport, with the words reported from Rocco Commisso, that is the president of Fiorentina. Che bello il Viola Park. The Viola Park, the new training center that has just been inaugurated in Firenze. What is it beautiful? It is beautiful, and I can confirm because I know people that already went there for Fiorentina women, Juventus women, and it's extremely beautiful, and that's okay. That's the right of Commisso to speak about that. But the annoying part is the second part of that front page. L'ha pagato la Juve. It's Juventus that paid for it. And here I already start to be extremely annoyed. Again, Rocco Commisso speaking about Juve. Ragazzi, we start, and I'm asking kindly to put a maximum of like on today's video, continuing to subscribe, but especially commenting, because we'll speak about the Viola Park, the words of Rocco Commisso. We'll speak about renewals. We'll speak about possible midfielder this season at Juve. We'll speak about Coppa Italia, so pay attention on a lot of topics. So comment. And you can do it in total different ways. Or you can comment it like the picture AI generated from Luca Toselli about the Juve supporter on social network in a really angry way, because that news of Rocco Commisso, it's not a nice one, of course, here always in a respectful manner. Or you can do it in the other AI generated picture, because I was asking myself, if we know how the angry Juve supporter looks like, let me see how a happy Juventus supporter is looking like behind this computer, you know, after a win like the one of Verona, Milan, Udinese, or whatever, being there on top of the ranking of Serie A. And then, of course, as I was busy asking AI to do me some things, I wanted to know how the GJustjuve average watcher was looking like, and that's the picture he's watching, showing me, and I think that it's quite well done. The new logo for the new fans, the old logo for the a bit more older fans, for the loyal ones of the channel. So we have these two pictures watching YouTube with a beautiful clean room, and then a Juve shirt with written GJustjuve. If you're looking like that, please let me know in the comment. But again, please comment, because I'm really curious to know what you think about all the different topics that we will speak about in today's video. So what are we speaking about when we said that Rocco Commisso said l'ha pagato la Juve? Well, for the people that do not know, Rocco Commisso is Italian-born person that went really young in USA, Brooklyn, Bronx, where he became actually a really important man, because he deserved, because he worked really hard for it, and he became someone that was able to actually know how to manage a company, and he was really successful. At a certain moment, the Italian roots were missing, the love, the passion for football was calling him, and he decided to buy a club in Italy and to manage a club in Italy, because he was sure that he could do beautiful things. You know it, huh? When you're successful in the world, you always want new challenges, and I have to admit, honestly, objectively, that what he's doing since he arrived at Fiorentina is quite impressive. A club that is continuing to play Europe year after year, and he's doing quite well, investing also in Fiorentina women team, trying to find some players, great deals, like now Arthur on loan, a player that is costing actually super high in terms of salary, a player that we will have to face on Sunday. So I'm really curious about how Max Allegri and Arthur will shake hands, because you know that the relationship is not fantastic between the two. But there is also something else that Rocco Commisso understood quite quickly, because he's a Juventino. I don't know if you know or not. He has always been a Juventino. If he wanted that love of the Fiorentina fans, he understood quickly that he had to speak a lot about Juve, and preferably in a negative way. He already spoke in the past about mistakes from the referee, from the VAR. He spoke about the way that Juventus was managed. A lot of negative talks about Juve, which makes sure that the Fiorentina fans are admiring and loving Rocco Commisso. But one of his preferred topics is speaking about the fact that Juventus probably overpaid Chiesa and Dusan Vlahovic for the return on investment that the Bianconeri have received from these two players. We can discuss about that. It can be right, it can be wrong. That's one topic. But the annoying thing is that every time he's repeating it. And sometimes also like this one, with really offensive talks, attacking Juve without any sense. Like now, they paid for the Viola Park. You know, he received for these two players 141 million euro. And it's true that, you know, big part of it was spent for the Viola Park. 113 was invested in the Viola Park. So in a way, he's even correct. Juventus quite invested in Fiorentina, and Fiorentina invested in creating that Viola Park that is just fantastic. So it's correct when he's saying it. But can we have and ask a bit more respect? Because it's nice to mock Juve, but on the other side, you should also be respectful and grateful, because without the money of Juve, it's not only Fiorentina that would have probably a lot of problem investing in their own club, but probably all the Serie A clubs, because in the last 10 years, or since 13-14, we see that Juventus invested 745 million euro in the Italian market. The biggest one, Higuain, 90 million to Napoli. For the club of Firenze, we see Vlahovic at 81, Chiesa at 60, Bernardeschi before Commisso time at 40. So if you're looking at the names, Pjanic, Roma, Mandragora from Genoa, Rincon, Locatelli, Sassuolo, Gatti from Frosinone, Bremer, Torino at 41 million euro. We see so many players that has been signed by Juventus for high figures. So a lot of respect would have been found, because without that money, ragazzi, I can guarantee you that probably today Fiorentina would have not own a Viola Park, but probably also not having been able to continue paying the salary of a trainer like Italiano, probably not being able to recruit some people to play Europe. So a bit being grateful would be nice. On the other side, well, I tell you that I'm sick of it. And I always told you, I love Italian players. I love people that understand what Juventus means. But on the other side, if we can stop investing massively in other Italian clubs, I would be happy. So what is the alternative? Well, creating these young guys at home. And when I'm telling you creating these young guys at home, it's also especially involving the next gen project, the under 19 with the team of Montero. We have a news about Montero, by the way. The under 17, but also taking them when they are already age 6. And there are some few players that are on loan in our team that are doing well. I'm speaking about Barrenechea. I'm speaking about Caio Jorge. By the way, yesterday there was Torino against Frosinone in Coppa Italia. Frosinone won 2-1 in extra time, with a fantastic, beautiful assist of Caio Jorge that you can see in the pictures now. Really beautiful, the way that he turned himself. It was his second game with Frosinone, 6 minutes in this weekend. Now he played the last few minutes of the regular time, plus 30 minutes in extra time. Caio Jorge is coming back. And after the game, he said, my objective is to go back at Juve. Of course, first I want to repay the trust of Frosinone. I want to come back and then go back to Juve. Well, that's a beautiful message. That's what I want to see. And of course, if we are speaking about Frosinone, we don't speak only about Barrenechea and Caio Jorge, but especially about a kid that is a bit the wonder kid of Serie A. We are speaking about Matias Soulé. Soulé that spoke and now definitely gave his answer about that possible call-up to the Italian national team. He said, you know, with all the respect, I have talked to Spalletti and I told him the truth. Italy want to call me up, but the reality is that I feel Argentinian. I thanked him because he wanted me, but I'm waiting for Argentina. My heart always tells me Argentina. Ragazzi, I respect Matias Soulé even more. I already spoiled you here on the channel what his choice would be. It was absolutely not a surprise that he would go for Argentina. It was totally clear, and I really respect and I really believe that he made the correct choice. Then, will he be called up soon? Will he be called up in the future? Of course, it's a risk, but I really respect the decision that he took. By the way, speaking about Frosinone yesterday, they played without Barrenechea, Caio Jorge, Soulé in the first 60-65 minutes. When they entered, they totally changed the game. Not only with the assist of Caio, but especially with Soulé that played fantastically well. A Frosinone that we could possibly see in the quarter-final of the Coppa Italia, because winning, they will face Napoli, and Juventus will face Salernitana that was able to win 4-0 against the team of Pirlo Sampdoria. So, first, these games in January, and then maybe, possibly Frosinone. I hope so. It would be nice. What we can say about Torino before going to the other topics is that Torino was not able to win the derby, and they were not even able to win the mini derby against the mini Juve. Anyway, now another topic. Gazzetta dello Sport is speaking about una nuova signora, a new old lady. Why? Because there is some investment from Exor, and we know it with the capital increase, which in the market of January Juventus will be extremely active on. On the other side, we are also looking at renewals, extending some players. But then they are speaking about Mercato, because it's over. Juventus is not the only club anymore on Samardzic, and also not on Zielinski, two players that we spoke in the video of yesterday, because we have a new competitor, and it is Inter. So Inter not only competitor to try to compete and win Scudetto 23-24, but also on the market with these two players. A player, Zielinski, that is at the end of his contract, so probably he will not move in January, but next season. And it's a player that, of course, with the quality that he has, with what he has shown at Napoli, is a player that can reinforce a team, even if I consider that he's already in a dropping phase of his career. But Zielinski for free can be a great investment. And Marotta and Juventus are thinking about it. On the other side, we have Samardzic, a player that will cost you money because he has a contract until 2026. Fan favorite. The Juventini really want Lazar to join Juventus. I don't believe it will be possible in January. Already explained why in yesterday's video. On the other side, if you want him, you will have to invest and probably over-invest in that player. What we did actually for Dusan Vlahovic, anticipating everyone and going in January. So the chances for Zielinski in January are quite small. The chances for Samardzic are still alive. So what are other options? More and more, if we know that Udinese, they want to keep as long as possible Samardzic, we are going towards Rodrigo De Paul. With Atletico Madrid that is thinking or about the Fabian Ruiz or about the Thomas Partey, bringing him back to Atletico Madrid, freeing up a player like Rodrigo De Paul that can arrive on loan. A player that we know it can play on the right side in a mezzala. He's a player that is thinking offensively. It's a mezzala that is always trying to find space to go up. A mezzala that has assist in his feet. A player that is going more and more towards ticking all the characteristics that Juventus is looking for that second part of the season. Because we know it, in that second part of the season, not only Juve will be active on the Mercato, but also the other teams. And if you're looking at situation like Milan, that could possibly even be out of the Champions League already, well, we have really to pay attention to reinforces, especially in the midfield, where, I repeat it, and Pogba and Fagioli will be missed until the end of the season. So Rodrigo De Paul, pay attention, it could become a new Juve player. And then, if we are going from new Juve players to players that will renew, you see a beautiful picture posted in the night by Serie A English Twitter, where you see the 4 players that had 2 consecutive clean sheets, playing with the 4 of them together. Szczesny celebrating beautiful saves against Milan, but also against Verona. And then you see 3 players. Gatti already renew. Rugani, we spoke about it, will probably renew, lowering his salary towards the end of the year. And then Bremer, that is a player that is in the priority to renew his contract. Why? To spreading the cost per player per year. So if we can renew him for 1 year or 2 years, going towards maybe 2028, well, Bremer will cost you less per year. And that's a bit the new strategy of Juventus. And that's why we are speaking about a Locatelli, a Fagioli, a Federico Gatti, Federico Chiesa, that is also in talks with Juve, taking this player, increasing or decreasing a bit the salary, but spreading the total cost, which is quite interesting as a strategy. Well, we said that Federico Chiesa is in talk with Juve, and apparently, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, it could be really fast and accelerated, waiting for the renewal of Dusan Vlahovic. Now we go towards a news that you will go crazy about. Antonio Conte yesterday was at the Juventus training center. I know. Will go crazy. Beppe, Antonio Conte, is he the next coach of Juve? I have absolutely no idea. Yesterday he was not at La Continasa, but he was at Vinnovo. It was Paolo Montero from the Under-19 that asked his ex-teammate to be there to assist and to watch a bit the training session of the Under-19. It's beautiful to see Antonio Conte going closer and closer to the Juve world. We will never forget what he did, what he said, how he left Juventus, of course not. But I tell you, since that epic night of Together Black and White show, seeing him there emotional with, these wet eyes, Antonio Conte is Antonio Conte. On the other side, Corriere dello Sport is a bit scared because they are saying that Saudi Arabia is actually putting Serie A in big danger. They want Mourinho, they want Sarri, they want Dybala, they even want Rabiot. The big investment and offensive from Saudi Arabia is scaring Serie A. Ragazzi, I told you. I have no problem with Saudi Arabia. I have no problem with Premier League. I have no problem with people that are richer than the other ones. I have problem with our own way of doing things. And I believe that if you want to stop risking, you have to seriously invest in Italian football, in the communication, in the media, in the stadium, in women football, in the youth. You have so many topics. As long as you don't fix your own problem, of course, the other people will continue to go. Otherwise, you will have to be really extremely creative to continue to attract new players or to even extend them. Look, Adrien Rabiot, and it was spoken about in Sport Week, one of the articles or extra magazine from Gazzetta dello Sport. We saw them in the cover, Adrien Rabiot with Mamma Veronique, and they were speaking about how they came to a conclusion of signing for one more year. One part of it was explained in that article. The remaining part he explained to us in that Twitch that I had the honor to do in the beginning of the season, explaining his renewal. Well, what did Adrien Rabiot said? Nothing, because it was the mother that was interviewed. What did she said? She was explaining how that 1 year contract was her idea, going for 8 million euro on a season. But she said at the end it was Adrien that decided, and for the renewal for now, because Adrien Rabiot has 1 year of contract, so at the end he will be totally free, it will be Adrien that will decide whether or not he will continue. I tell you, I think that Champions League will be an important factor, and if Juventus continues to do what they are delivering now, I see no problems in Adrien renewing, not for 1 year, but possibly for 2 or 3 years. Something that we have to discuss in the future. I started with the shirts. I will continue to speak about the shirts because the first leaks arrive about 24, 25. Again, I guarantee you, I can't tell you anything. I don't know anything. I'm just reporting what I'm watching online. But apparently the first home shirt, and that's a good news, will be kind of traditional, respecting the black and white colors and respecting the lines. 2 large vertical lines on the shirt that is reminding us a bit that shirt. Unfortunately, the Scudetto fell off. It is what it is, so I have it probably somewhere. I have to stitch it back. But that's a bit the shirt, how it will look like again in the future, or at least according to the first rumors. Do I like the shirt? I will tell you the truth, it's an iconic shirt because it's the first one of Cristiano Ronaldo. But there is something that I don't like in that shirt. It's actually the fact that when I'm looking at it, I see a big letter H. I don't know why. And it can't go out of my mind, that big letter H in the middle. So if they are able to do something totally different without that patch with Jeep, why not? Will Jeep continue to be the sponsor on the shirt? Some rumors are saying yes, some rumors are saying no, but the inspiration is going towards that one. According to me, a striped Juve shirt needs a bit more than 2 shirts. This one was iconic because it's a new one from 1819, so it's a recent one with Cristiano Ronaldo that made it even more epic. Has never been one of my preferred one. On the other side, there could be possibly a big newness. I believe our friend Alberto, AGC, leaked an information that they received through the corridors, saying that the 3rd shirt from Juventus, but it's not only Juve, looks like it will be the 5 elite teams from Adidas, will have the trefoil from Adidas, something that I really love because it represents a bit that vintage era. Working with 2 colors, the black and gold, trefoiled, and the biggest newness is that you will not see that J logo, but a vintage one with a zebra. Now, everywhere on internet, they already started working on an old logo of Juve. Will it be that one? Don't get too excited, because what does it mean? A zebra-inspired logo. Could be only a zebra, could be a small zebra, could be a zebra incorporated in the old logo. It can go a million ways. We have no idea. But of course, we all think about that one. The black and old with an old logo, probably with a trefoil instead of the Adidas old logo. So it's already one that a lot of fans are extremely excited about. And then you see the magic, and it's not AI, but it's the magic graphic from Colo 99 that already proposed us, offered us a first image with Federico Chiesa that is wearing that fantastic, beautiful shirt. Ragazzi, if the shirt will look like that, just take my money. Take my money and do whatever you want with it. I will buy not one, not two, not three, but probably 5 of them. Collector. Oh, who knows? Maybe 11. The starting 11 shirts. Anyway, ragazzi, that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please, maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, comment, comment.